This is Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Team Tom. So Ellison has finally made an appearance. The last time we saw Ellison was standing beside Tom Perez with a Team Tom badge. And anytime they had questions about progressives, he would scream at him to dance. And Ellison would oblige. Despite being called anti-Semitic and pretty much bashed by the other members of his party, Ellison has been a loyal cheerleader. He's been right there, right? Still Team Tom forever. So Ellison was asked, what should Democrats, and I'm paraphrasing of course, but what should Democrats, liberals, progressives, people who really needed him to win, people who just wanted him to win and felt dejected based upon his loss and the way in which he lost. Let's see what he says. All right.
You're interviewing me in Selma, Alabama. This is where people pay the price far superior to any price we're paying right now. I mean, these people were shot, killed, murdered, bombed, you name it, it happened. It never stopped them from fighting. And so don't tell me because you're frustrated about what happened in my DNC race or Bernie's race or anybody else's race that you're going to throw your hands up. That's a bunch of crap right there. Buck up.
All right, Congressman.
He said, buck up. All right, so, oh man. I'm not laughing at people getting shot or stabbed, whatever he was talking about. It's not that. All right, so when I look at stuff like this, sometimes it has something to do with lens. Like anything that's outside of your context looks absolutely absurd to you. Like, so if you go to a church service and you're watching them and you're like, oh my God, these people have lost their mind. If you're one of them, it makes perfect sense. As I'm watching this in kind of two different lenses. It's the first lens of, okay, let's take him seriously. Let's say he's doing that for real. He feels that way. Like, they just gotta buck up and we just gotta be in this thing together and we're gonna have a go at it. I'm Team Tom. God damn it. Team Tom. The other part for that is, Keith Ellison is a politician and he's a Democrat. Which means his bias and his allegiance is to the Democratic Party first. So even if you got somewhat shamed or you had your own party kind of slander you, you're still out there for quote unquote Team Tom. So of course he's going to say that, right? Doesn't he have a vested interest in saying that? Think of it this way. Is that it doesn't even take that much of a mental leap to get to it. We need to get progressives to stay on cue. I've made the point before, Ellison's job is to keep progressives or get progressives back into the party. He's a sheep herder. That's his job. So if he's having that conversation and he believes that he's addressing somebody who is either progressive or somebody who is on that Bernie wing of the party, that's exactly what you would say. I don't know what else you would say if that wasn't your objective. It's not a buck up, dude. Look, I don't dislike Perez. So let me put that, not Perez, I'm sorry, Ellison. So let me put that out there first. Then I joke him because I'm annoyed that these guys are playing this role for the party. I think that's what it boils down to. Like, I know how people have certain feelings about Ellison. And I'm putting a partition between what I think his social policies will be versus what I think foreign policy. But, yeah, it just seems like over and over again, whether it was Sanders or whether it was Ellison, the party, dude, I just don't know what you're getting out of it. I gotta be honest. I don't know what you believe you're gonna get out of that party. They just slandered you. I mean, they literally just called you an anti-Semitic. Not just called you anti-Semitic. They ran in this particular election. You were almost, for the most part, unopposed. They took an extra step in order to make sure you did not get that position. In the process, literally having Dershowitz, that asshole, coming out calling you, telling him he was going to leave the party if they make Ellison in the chair. This stuff is absurd, man. It's absolutely absurd. I just don't know what you're getting out of this. And it looks bad. You were on stage wearing a Team Tom band sticker, dude. Come on, man. I get it. You're a Democrat. I get it. I get it. So for you, it's, I need to get people back into the party. You have a role to fulfill. So fair enough. I get it. I just don't necessarily, I don't like the sheep herder role. And I don't particularly think this, and that's the other thing on this. And it's probably the overriding point. He's conflating something right there when he's making that case. Just because somebody is dejected with the Democratic Party, that has nothing to do with whether or not that person is going to resist. That person does not need to be. Resistance is not something that's inherent to the Democratic Party at all. It has nothing to do with the Democratic Party. Can the Democratic Party resist? Yes. Is the Democratic Party resistance? No, it is not. It is not. Those are very different things. My point is, just because somebody felt like they lost on this particular thing and they're dejected with the Democratic Party, that's nothing to do with your party, dude. I mean, it's they don't have to be a part of your party to feel like they're fighting back, in a sense. So, yeah, all of this stuff is politics. We need to find a way to keep people back into the party. Everything else flows from there. That's all where it comes from. Like I said, my hypothesis is Ellison, Warren, Sanders are functioning purely as a get progressives back into the party, get those people in, fill our numbers. That's what I think is. And look, up to this point, it seems like it's been proven true. So.
Keith Ellison.
We're in Selma, Alabama at R.B. Hudson Middle School. Speaking of coalitions that need to hold together, that's what Keith Ellison is trying to do in the Democratic Party and on the left.
The fact of the matter is we live in a country where there's going to be elections. Somebody's going to be in office. Somebody will be there. And to just say, well, to heck with it, is going to mean that we're going to leave power on the table. I don't believe in leaving power on the table. I believe in maximizing power everywhere you can get it.
You know, a lot of our audience members are primarily focused on the corrupting influence of money in politics. A lot of them are not going to be affected by things like voter ID or voter suppression. Why should they care about the issues that we're gathered to bring attention to here today?
Well, they have to care about the issues of voter ID and voter suppression because when you deny one person freedom, you have a threat to everybody's freedom. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, if they're going to attack working and low income.
Bad answer, dude. Now, and don't misunderstand me. He's right. I'm just saying. Again, lens. It depends on who's making that argument to. If you're making that argument to somebody like us, yeah, of course. It's one of those things where it's just unstated. Of course, I want that person to vote. Whether or not he agrees with me or not has nothing to do with it. So yeah, I agree. But, there's half of the country that don't think that way, right? You need to you can't use, yes, from a progressive standpoint, and maybe even a lib standpoint, that argument makes perfect sense because it's empathetic. I care about XYZ, so this is why I'm doing this. This is my motivation. If that guy doesn't care, that's not going to be his motivation. He's not going to know what the hell you're talking about. And believe me, there are a lot of people who don't know what the hell you're talking about at that. It shocks the shit out of me too, but there are. You gotta have a better answer than that, dude. I feel you. Better answer. And I gotta be honest, I don't know what it is. You want, all things being equal, one man, one vote. You shouldn't necessarily be monkeying around with the electoral process. But how do you make that case to some people who, for the most part, are hurt when everybody votes, meaning they have a vested interest in keeping people away from the vote? I don't know. I don't know if that's an argument or it's one of those things you just have to win. But that answer is not going to do.
People by voting suppression and voter ID laws, then they're going to attack upper middle class people or middle class people by just buying your politicians. So, I mean, they got different measures for different people, but never doubt that it's all about trying to capture democracy and put it in service to a select few people. I mean, I'm going to tell you, is it going to be hard? Yes, it's going to be.
It's not trying. It's not trying. I mean, the last test I saw on this, America was an oligarchy. I mean, kleptocratic oligarch at that. I mean, think about it. Donald Trump, regardless of what these guys say, you can watch CNN, MSNBC, all those things. Regardless of what those guys say, regardless of those illusions, the reality of it is, Donald Trump is in office. The people who gave him money, like $12 million or more, they were in his cabinet. These are business people who have nothing to do with the positions they're in, being put into cabinet positions by the billionaire con man who's probably not even a real billionaire. Come on, man. If there was any illusion whatsoever in regards to democracy or anything else, yeah, that should be wavered by now.
Hard. Are we fighting against resistance? Do we have people trying to stop us? Of course. What else is new, right? We didn't lose one election. We lost 1,000 elections. And if we don't have people who are willing to stick and stay, then we're in real trouble. And it's not all about an election. It's also about grassroots community organizing, local elections. It's about state legislative races, but it's even skip elections. It's also about just, engaging people at the grassroots level, building community and connectiveness, fighting for our water, fighting for good jobs. All these things are key, and elections are one way to advance all that. The power is in the hands of the people, always has been, always will be. And if the people will, yes, organize today, organize tomorrow, organize all over the country, but also organize electorally, then we can make some changes in our world, and I ask you to support me in that effort. So thank you all very much.
Look, I've said before, I don't dislike Keith Ellison. Domestically, I think he's fine. I just disagree with this role that he's playing. That's all. I don't like this. I just don't think it's progressive. Anything that he wants to get substantively accomplished is going to get done through that party. So he's talking about leaving power on the table and whatnot. What power? They smeared you in order to take a chief, put an establishment candidate in the chief of the DNC. The woman who cheated Sanders and got fired from CNN was the head of the DNC for the past several months, taking it over from the other person who cheated one of the other candidates in the election. I mean, come on, man. Really? All right. Good luck, man. I hope you do perfectly well in that party. But again, I don't particularly like this role as a sheep herder. And I honestly don't think anything is going to come to pass with that party at all. So, good luck. Thanks, guys.